So, I mean, what do we have happen this week? What do we want to talk about, man?
The biggest news, I think, is with AJ Styles' match on Smackdown.
See, a lot of people are going to say the third thing we talk about today is the biggest news, but not for us.
No.
This is the biggest news.
No, this is the biggest news. Ever since his debut on Raw, James Ellsworth has been in our minds and our hearts. We've talked about him ever since he's debuted, probably once a week at least. And on SmackDown, he had a official match against AJ Styles, in which James Ellsworth was victorious.
And AJ brought him out jokingly because before AJ, a few weeks ago, was supposed to pick somebody to be on his team, and he never picked. So Daniel Bryan, being the smartass he is like, "Oh, I'll sign this guy to you because he's bad, he's terrible." And so he brought him in. He never got to fight because like the Miz came in and beat him up.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this week worked out. Ambrose and Ambrose has some unfinished business with AJ because AJ has stole his title and has never really given him a clean fight.
Hasn't had a rematch that has been fair.
Right. So of course he's like, "Oh, I was gonna fight somebody tonight, but it ain't gonna be you." And so he picks James Ellsworth instead, somebody he knows that he's just gonna squash because the one other match that James Ellsworth was in, he got just completely destroyed by Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
So Daniel Bryan made Dean Ambrose the special guest referee, and that was pretty funny. It could have been bad, but I think it actually worked for me.
Yeah, I usually don't like special guest referee matches just because they're always pretty predictable. With whoever the guy doesn't like is who he's going to pick. But this was a good segment. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
With Dean trying to teach James how to wrestle.
I taught him how to do the arm drag, as Seth said the other day. He messaged us when we were watching it, actually. He also went up and kind of flirted with a girl in the crowd, ate somebody's popcorn, which is like, oh, it's just Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
And of course, Dean gave AJ two dirty deeds. The first one he kicked out of after he put Ellsworth's body on him, and then the second one, he hit him and he counted 1, 2, 3. So there's no chance of him kicking out. I think my favorite part of that entire match is when after he held his hand up, the ref always holds their hand up and he goes, "This guy, this guy's the winner." He points to this guy and he lets him go, and Ellsworth just collapses onto the ground, just dead.
Because he was dead.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed that. Any other matches that have ever worked out for you? Because like you said, I usually hate handicap matches.
Or special guest referee.
That's why did I say handicap? Special guest referee. It was a handicap.
Yeah.
I always hate these matches. There's one in my mind that, other than this, that two I can say. Can you ever think of one that worked for you?
Mike Tyson.
That wasn't a special guest referee per se. It was a enforcer.
Oh, special enforcer.
So
I thought
same thing, but yeah. I was going to say the two that have ever worked were Undertaker versus Bret Hart when Shawn Michaels was the special guest, because that led to a big thing. Remember Michaels and Hart had the feud, and he accidentally hit Undertaker, so he lost his title. And then, of course, the WrestleMania 28 or 29 match, 28, I think, with Triple H versus The Undertaker as Shawn Michaels as the guest, and Hell in a Cell. That really worked out for me. Other than that,
the match, it should have been all their retirements.
Oh my God, yeah. If you guys haven't ever seen it, after this episode's over, type in "wrestling isn't wrestling."
Yeah, wrestling isn't wrestling.
And at that point, it's I knew I loved it, but once it gets to that point, and they kind of he gives the commentary about that, is hilarious. It's everyone was supposed to be done, but then Triple H is like, "Ah, full job, I'm gonna go on and fight again and be the champion."